So today we'll be implementing monitoring. Okay. So we'll provision a machine first and we'll check how we can monitor that resource and how to create alerts, how to create action groups. Okay. Deploy a template. A simple template for virtual machine only. So load the file. Save this. We'll create a new resource group. AZ104-RG1. Change region accordingly. You can change it. Provide a username. Password. Leave rest as default. Can review and create. Once the machine is created, we will leverage Azure Monitor for monitoring, creating alerts and action groups on this VM. So as of now, we will be doing infra monitoring. Application monitoring I'll be showing in DevOps, where we will be deploying an application and this resource is created now. Virtual machine. We'll go to Azure Monitor, search monitor over here. So Azure Monitor is a like service where you can manage all kinds of logs and analytics at one place. Okay, logs, monitoring logs, uh, any kind of application log, container logs, infrastructure, any kind of infra logs you can manage over here. Manage means you can log, you can visualize, you can manage each and every kind of log in a monitor. So this is monitor, kind of a dashboard you can consider it. Okay.
Is this service used as a compliance and governance check also?
No, no, this is monitoring.
Only
Monitoring
monitoring.
it
Okay,
from compliance and governance.
got
Okay.
it.
Now, for compliance and governance, you have policies, right?
Got it.
Policies, tags, then you have that locks. Those are for compliance and governance.
Okay.
So you can see that here we whatever we have application insights, container insights. So for example, you are monitoring your application's performance. What are the errors? What are incoming number of incoming requests, outgoing requests to the application? How the requests are impacting the application. What time does the application take? Response time, all those things. You can use application insights for that. For any kind of application, you can use application insight. Then container insights, like you want to monitor your containerized applications, like containers, right? So for that, container insights you have. Just now we created a VM, so we'll be mostly focused here on VM insights. Okay, so we'll select this VM insight and we'll enable the VM insights. So we'll click on configure the insights. So here in the VM Insight, you can see that there is an enable option. Click on that enable, click enable again from here. So whatever is here, like subscription, then in the data collection rule, it is creating a log analytics workspace, right? Default workspace. So let the workspace be created here. I'll click on configure. It is initializing. So it will create a log analytics workspace where you can query the logs. After enabling the VM insights, we'll go to alerts in the same monitor dashboard. We'll enable the alerts for the VM. Okay, this is deployed. We'll again go to overview and we'll go to alerts now. Let's see alerts. We'll create an alert rule here. Now check the box, check the resource groups. You can do this for particular VM also. Since we applied it to the resource group, it will any VM which will be affected, it will generate an alert for that VM in the resource group. So we'll move to next condition. In the condition, we'll be selecting the signals. Okay. So see the signals. Like for example, suppose search for any signal, delete virtual machines, delete virtual machine, select that, apply. So there is a alert logic area here. So you can see that in the event, what type of alerts are there. So critical, error, warning, informational, and verbose. These are like just severity 0, severity 1, severity 2, severity 3, severity 4. So you'll get these kind of alerts. Okay. And severity will be defined like starting from severity 0 till severity 4. And the meaning of those, that particular severity means critical, error, warning, informational, and verbose. Okay. Critical means any kind of critical alert is there. Okay. Impacting any critical resource. Okay. Error. So suppose you are deploying anything, you are patching, and during that patching, it gives an error. That is an error kind of alert. Any kind of warning alert is there. Suppose like any kind of patch is going to expire for your resource or something. That is a kind of in next 15 days, 20 days. That is a kind of a warning alert. Informational alert, like if it wants to give you some information about that resource, then informational alert. And last one is verbose. Verbose means whatever is being done, it is acknowledging you. Means, for example, you applied any patch and patch is successfully applied. So it will give a verbose alert. Okay. So these are types of alerts. Okay. So all are selected in the event level. Status failed, started, succeeded means if any alert like is in anything is in failed condition, so it will send an alert. If anything is started, any alert is started, then it will send you an alert. And if it's like completed, succeeded, or it is alert has been stopped or okay, then event initiated by all service and all users means if any service has initiated the event or any user has initiated the event. So event initiated by. You can give conditions according to yourself, okay, or according to your need. You can give the conditions. Next actions. So we'll create an action group.
Abhishek, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it architect give all the conditions for DevOps engineer regarding all the VMs?
Is it? Come again?
So, is it the architect give us the conditions for a DevOps engineer regarding the monitoring?
Uh, See, like you will be like you will be having meetings, right? So collaboratively, like whatever you are doing, whatever is like, for example, some application, a production application is running over the VM. Okay, I'm not talking about development or QA, but if some production application is running, then I think there is no need to tell anything about like why we are creating alerts over here because definitely your application is running, production application is running in that VM. And anyhow, you have to click create alerts. Why? Because anything happens to that VM and there will be a downtime in the application. And as soon as the customer will see the downtime, he'll just send you an email, okay, why there is a downtime. So definitely you need to create alerts without anyone telling you about creating the alerts for production environments mostly. Okay. Dev is fine, QA is fine, no issue. But in production, like every now and then, if the application is down, the customer will reach out to you then. Why my application is down? So no need of telling anyone what alerts you should be creating, how you should you should be creating a CPU usage alert, you should be creating a network in total alert, you should be creating whatever the common alerts are there, you should be setting in. So those alerts at least you should set on the machine where the production application is running. Okay. Maybe that is discussed among in the meeting and all those things, but yes. Oh, they might be guiding you. Architect might be guiding you on that part. Okay. But
Abhishek, how many types of alert we have? What's the primary that we should must configure while setting the
I
monitoring?
just showed you the signals. I'll show you again. There are lot many types of signals for alerting. Okay. So built-in signals are there by Azure. You can go through a list of them. Okay. And accordingly, you can configure the alert. And if you are asking type of alert, so I just shown you like critical alert, error, informational, verbose. These are kinds of alert.
Okay. So is this a system error? What our error logs? What we have is server. Those alert are there, or it's different one from there.
Is it?
In server, if we go and we see there are multiple types of error that
Mhm.
show system error, application error. So this monitoring also shows that as well, or it's
Everything related to infrastructure. So
okay.
anything happens to your VM, anything like for example, what error, what alert we just configured. So we configured the VM deletion alert. The signal is for VM deletion. Apart from that, anything you will do, you will not get an alert. Okay. This is for VM deletion. So you need to select the signals. On what
Okay.
signal? On the basis of what signal you should get an alert. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So you need to choose out of those signals, like what signals we should get an alert. So alert the operations team. So for example, alert the operations team. Display name can be alert ops team. Alert ops team like this. Then next you can go to notifications. So in the notifications, you can select email, SMS, push, voice message. You can give the name. VM was deleted. And you can set email here. Now you can give group email as well. Like you have groups, email groups in your organization. So there are specific set of users. For example, operations team. So operations team might be having a DL. Okay. So you can give that DL. So each and everyone in the operations team will be alerted when the VM will be deleted. Or if you want, you can give individual uh, emails. Generally, individual emails will not be given. DL names will be given. Okay. Or you can create action groups as well. Okay. You can create groups as well. And you can put the number of users in that group. Email box is selected. For the SMS, charges may apply. Huh? Next, we'll go to actions. So based on the alert, if you want to configure any action, Like if there is an event or alert is considered as an event, based on that event, whether you want to invoke a function, whether you want to invoke or start an event hub, whether you want this ITSM, or then whether you want logic app to be started to perform some logic or implement some logic, whether you want to call a secure webhook or whether to want to call some webhook which will be further performing some actions. So these are some action you can perform using alerts.
ITSA means, do we need to initiate any change ticket or problem ticket? Will that be linking to our
Right, right,
service?
right, right. Detection. Okay. So as of now, we are not performing any action. So I'll remove this. Next, tag, create an action group. Create. Once the action group is created, moving to the details. So action group is created now. Okay. Next, we'll move to details. In the details, you can give the alert rule name. Like again, VM was deleted. VM was deleted. Description, you can write a VM in your resource group was deleted. A VM in your resource group was deleted. You can go to next, tags. There are some advanced option here. Custom properties, some if you want. Add your own properties to the alert rule. This will be sent with the alert payload. So a payload will be sent in the alerting email in the JSON format. So if you want to send any additional information, so this information will be sent with the alert in the JSON format. In that JSON message, this will be included as a custom message. You can give a name, any value, okay, if you want to send. Review and create. Click on create. Alert rule is created. You might get an email. Since you have configured the emailer, there you should get an email. You have been added to Azure Monitor Action Group. Okay. So you get this email. For the resource group, this action group name is Alert the Operations Team. Okay. So you'll get an email for that. Now go, we'll go to the VM. We'll go to the VM and we'll delete this VM. I'll apply force delete. Delete. So successfully deleted the VM. I'll refresh. There is no VM now. You might get an alert here for VM was deleted. It may take some time to generate an alert. Okay, 1.5 minutes. Now, this is a kind of alert like when an activity is being done by any event or by any user. Suppose I am the user, I deleted the VM. I should get an alert here. What about when you get an alert because of some kind of maintenance activity? So, whenever you are performing a maintenance, if you stop, for example, you have configured an alert for stopping a VM. So generally you are performing a maintenance activity, then you will stop the VM. Definitely you will be stopping the VM. You are or you the VM will restart after applying patching and all. So what is that? That is known as maintenance activity. Okay, that is a planned maintenance. Means you have
Suppression of the alerts, Abhishek.
hello.
It's like a separation of the alerts.
Correct, correct, correct. So you might also perform or add an action for suppression, right? Suppression of the alert. And when to suppress the alert, okay? That you need to configure. So as a part of the maintenance activity.
But this usually there would be a dedicated team, right, Abhishek, where at the time of the maintenance itself, we will be suppressing the alerts.
Already beforehand only you will schedule, na?
Okay,
For example, you perform the maintenance activity every Sunday.
okay,
So you can schedule like suppress the alert, you can schedule that activity. That alert should be suppressed on Sundays at this particular time because this is a maintenance window.
okay, Abhishek, got it.
So beforehand only you need to create a alert processing rule to suppress the alert.
But this alert has not yet received. I think it's almost more than 2 minutes.
It takes time.
But if it is a critical production server, then it would take. If it is taking time, it would create a problem. Right?
This is like default working, can't do anything in this. Let's see in the alert where we created the alert. So if we go to alerts here, VM is deleted, right?
Hey Abhishek.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so there is an option, the alert rule on top,
Mm-hmm.
create next to the, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You select that. VM was deleted. Can you open that alert?
This is, I was seeing in the front page, there should be
Yeah, edit.
action.
Okay. Can you edit the scope?
Mhm.
Okay, and all resource type, right? You can selected the all the location. You can select the virtual machine instead to the resource group, I would suggest. You
But if I
can,
selected the resource group, then all the resources are selected anyhow.
that is correct.
Mm-hmm.
But let's try with the virtual machine first.
Mm-hmm. So you want me to modify the alert?
Yeah, I mean, instead to define the Azure resource group, I would suggest let's select the virtual machine as a resource, the target resource.
But what about if I want the alert for all the machines in my resource group?
Then definitely you have to be select the resource group, but this is just, the trial. Okay.
So now the VM is deleted. Need
Oh,
to
okay.
again created. But I think, see, thinks just a second. VM was deleted. See, so every time when I did this lab, every time I get an email. Okay, this is the November 27. Okay, I don't know what happened. An alert was activated. We are not getting this time.
Can you select the condition? Let's try this. Okay, scroll down. So I can see, right, it got trigger. You can
Alert is
see those activity. The event level all selected. Okay, scroll down.
Mhm.
Okay, all
You
selected.
get a verbose alert for this.
Yeah. Whenever the activity log, the event, the category administrative signal delete machines. Okay.
Action group also we have configured the email. So alert ops team, push message,
Yeah,
select email.
that's correct.
This is the email.
Correct. Yeah.
Everything is being configured. I don't know why is not getting test action group. Select sample type. Mm, test. So it should trigger an email. Okay, I think we got this. What was the time? 1 minute ago, 9:24. Now we got that alert. Okay. And this was just to be tested. That was the tested one. So this is the main alert which we should get at that particular time. I think this is the problem in their delivery. I'm not sure this is the problem from Gmail side or it is the problem from Azure side. Okay, but this is the message you should get anyhow. It took something around, I think, 5 minutes to send.
Yes, Abhishek. Around 217 you have enabled it.
Yes.
917 you have enabled it.
Yes. Uh, I don't know what is the issue with cross IDP. Like this is cross IDP, na? Gmail is cross IDP provider. Like that is Microsoft. But generally, if you have your because generally we get in Outlook we get instant emails. Since Outlook also belongs to Microsoft, I don't know. It may be
Within a second, we receive the
yes,
emails.
yes. In Outlook we receive very quickly. But I don't think it takes time in Gmail. Every time it takes time in Gmail. I'm not sure why, but yeah. So maybe they have cross platforms. That's why I don't know. So Bhagesh, what do you say about this?
Yeah, that's true. It generally sometimes it generally get delayed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I mean, generally in my environment, right, we're using the Outlook, and we generally
Outlook you
don't
will
share
get
that.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Outlook you will get quickly. If I configure that Outlook and I'll check in the Outlook, then maybe it will get quickly over there. So now let's create an alert processing rule here. Go to alert processing rule. So for suppression of any alert, you can create alert processing rules here. You can alert for example, we need to select the resource group here. You can apply, go to next in the rule settings. In the rule settings, suppress the notifications. Uh, Scheduling at a specific time. Then you can choose any time. For example, you can start today. For example, start it today, and you can enter any time. For example, 10 a.m., 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. at night. Activity will start and it will go until morning. Okay. So you can point next date 22 and till 7 a.m. in the morning. Like this, you can create. So if the activity is will happen once, then you can create an alert processing rule before performing the activity. Okay. But if it is a recurring activity, recurring means every Sunday, every 15 days, every 20 days, recurring activity, then you can opt for recurring activity. Okay. You can select the time zone. Next, go to details. You can choose the resource group. You can have a rule name here. For example, planned maintenance. Description like suppress notifications. Suppress notifications during planned maintenance. Planned maintenance. So next, and you can create an processing rule, alert processing rule. Still creating. Okay, created. Now go to monitoring, alert processing rules. So this is the planned maintenance here. Now again, we'll go to the Azure monitor and we'll go to logs now. We'll check the monitoring log queries. We'll check. Okay. We'll select a scope here. Again, I'll select a resource group and apply. So if you want to query the logs, you can go to logs. Okay. And any kind of logs which were collected at the particular event when happened. Okay. So you can go and check the logs. Now here I'll select the scope. Okay. Mm, or I'll leave this one. I'll select here. Okay. Mm, resource group is there inside the virtual machines. So these are available queries actually. So
Abhishek, I have a question.
Mhm.
I mean, like we do have multiple messaging things like, instead of getting an email, do we have any option of getting an alert on mobile?
Mobile.
Yeah.
If you have configured, there was an option for SMS.
Yes, but on that we have charges.
So definitely you
Okay.
will be having incurring charges on that. Yes. So suppose in this virtual machine, in heartbeat section, I'll go to queries and count heartbeats. So this is a built-in query actually. So I'll run this query. Okay. So this is a query for count heartbeats. Okay.
Abhishek, what is this query called? Like in SQL, we are telling SQL language. Any name is there for this
This,
query?
yes. This language is called KQL, Custom Query Language.
KQL. Okay, okay,
KQL. Okay. If you search for,
okay,
you'll get the documentation over here. Query language. Okay.
okay.
This is the language. You can learn using this. Okay. So generally, if you are working in application support and all, then you should be mostly knowing the queries. Okay. Um,
Okay.
they will ask you in the interview if you'll go for application support or any kind of job in like support for Azure and all, then they will ask queries and all. Okay. So suppose this is the query for like heartbeat. Okay. So I think it ran. Let's suppose we'll replace the query with our own some query here. Okay. So I'll delete this. Okay. For example, in insight matrix. In the insight matrix, where, okay, where time generated, okay, so I'll use time generated greater than. So when did it happen? Like for example, ago, okay. And I'll give a time span here. Suppose I'll write 1h. 1h means 1 hour. Okay. I'll again go to next line. Again, use a pipe symbol here. Okay. So pipe symbol means I'm giving one input to other query. Okay. That is pipe symbol. So where name, name equals, I'll use equal operator here. Utilization percentage. So suppose I need to check the utilization percentage of that VM. So utilization percentage, percentage. See, even I am not thorough in writing these queries. So no one is until you practice. Okay. So generally monitoring team, they used to do this every time. Okay. So they are most perfect guys in this. Okay. Writing these queries. Okay. So you need to practice a lot. Then only you will be able to quickly write it. Okay? Otherwise not. So average, I need a value. Okay. By by binary. Okay. And time generated, time generated, and 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, I need. Okay. I'll close this bracket. Bracket is already closed here. I'll use a comma here. Computer. And I want to split up by computer. Okay. Suppose split up by computer. By computer. Okay. And then I'll go again. Again, I'll give this input to another line. Render time chart. Render time chart. Okay. I want this in a form of like time chart. So there's the time chart. Is the time chart here. Okay. Now this becomes a query. Okay. So you can run this query here. Okay. So it generated some time chart for you. You can check the results. It will give you some entries over here for that particular VM. What is the average value of utilization percentage, everything over there. If you can drill down the logs here, you will drill down the logs. It will give the average value and time generated means the timestamp. Okay, this is a timestamp. What you can do, you can save this query as well. Save as a query. Okay. If you want, you can save it as a query name. So in the virtual machines, it will be saved as a query. Okay. So I can name anything like uh, CPU PUTZ, something this name I can give. Okay. And I'll save. So my query is saved now. Okay. With the name CPU UTZ. Okay. So I have saved the query. So now the query will appear, should have to appear over here. Okay. It should appear over somewhere. CPU UTZ. You can have a share option also. You can copy link to the query and you can share the query with others. Okay. Tables function. Okay, this is the name here. I opened this query. So this is the name. It is saved like this. So this is how you can query. So this is the history for your query. Whatever you run, you can run that again like this from here. Okay, from the history, or you can search for the query and you can run if you have saved queries. Okay. So that is it for today's class. If anyone want to learn that tutorial for the queries, I'm sharing one link. From here you can learn. Uh, People do ask what is that query language called? Okay, if you can write some query, okay, just like practice some basic query if it is being asked in the interview like this, and you can just okay.
Abhishek, so this one we have monitored for VM, right? So, but we are having many resources, applications. So that we learn in DevOps now,
Yes.
or
Okay. For writing the queries.
no, no. Like here we are using Azure Monitor for this VM, but
Mm-hmm.
there are many resources like the load balancers are there, your applications are there.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of monitoring we will monitor here, or something different is there?
Okay, okay. That is application monitoring. We'll see in DevOps. Okay.